Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, Fed's day of reckoning is coming. Tomorrow, we'll finally get that meeting, that press conference from Fed Chair Powell, and we'll finally get some clarity on the rate hike. What is it going to be? And how is that going to affect markets? Let's discuss these things. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit that notification bell to get notified of all my streams. Follow me on social media, check out CryptosRUs.com, and follow the brand new Clips and I Am George channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully you guys are hanging there and enjoying my new night lighting setup, right? A little bit cooler, a little bit calmer, right? I'm getting you guys ready for my OnlyFans. That's the real reason why I have them on. Well, let's get started. So Bitcoin is up actually a little bit from this morning. There's a total disaster today from earnings, with the U.S. markets, the stocks just not doing good, right? And we got some bad, actually really bad earnings from some of the big guys out there, right? We already heard from Walmart, bad. We heard from GM, bad. What about some of the big tech companies? Well, Microsoft reported missed their estimate, right? But they're actually up a little bit because they're thinking that things will get better in Q3 and Q4. So their guidance is actually pretty good. But they missed out. Alphabet, Google also missed out tremendously, mostly due to YouTube. Okay, so maybe I need to switch to Twitch or OnlyFans because YouTube has a growth problem right now. Their growth slows down dramatically from 2 years ago. So Google didn't do too well. Microsoft didn't do too well. The entire market is not doing too well right now, right? So everyone is spooked. Everyone is spooked. And speaking of not doing well, Coinbase, which I reported this morning, the SEC is investigating Coinbase, right? They had a horrific day. Their stock went down 21%. They're up a little bit in the pre-market, but 21%. People do not like what's going on with the SEC probing into Coinbase, fearful of maybe Coinbase being shut down or they're insolvent and stuff like that. No, that's not really, it's not either one. SEC just wants more control. I did this whole stream this morning about it. They want more control. They want to deem everything a security so that they can regulate and oversee Coinbase and basically all crypto, right? Basically, that's what they're looking for. And I found this. Someone tweeted this. Jim Cramer, of course, good old Jim, back last year says we like Coinbase at 475 and Coinbase is at 50 something right now. And then he tweets out today, I've been waiting for this SEC investigation Coinbase to happen for ages. You can't just do what you want with securities in this country. Okay, a little flip-flopping there, right? How come this wasn't a concern back in April 2021 when crypto was doing well, right? So what's going on there? Not quite sure. Not quite sure, right? But what we do know is this. Tomorrow is going to be a very big day. It's going to swing markets, right? Right now, the futures are in green. People are actually anticipating it's going to be a nothing burger tomorrow, that we're actually going to get some nice numbers possibly, right? We're going to have that press conference right around 1:30. Powell will come out and say, well, we made a determination. We're going to raise the rates by 75 basis points or 100 basis points. Anything below 100 basis points, I think the market will rally because that's already priced in. Anything over 100 basis points, well, then that's going to get absolutely bloody if that's the case, right? But also people are paying attention to, of course, what he says going forward. If they're going to kind of relax their stance in the next meeting, right? But it's not just him. Of course, earnings are still going and GDP numbers. GDP number will come out the day after Thursday. That may also affect markets, but I think we already know that the U.S. is already in a recession, so there's really no question about that. But tomorrow's definitely, I labeled it the day of reckoning. And thank you for everyone that's liking the new ambiance, right? Getting you guys ready for my OnlyFans. Get ready for it. All right. Now, what else is there? Besides Coinbase facing some scrutiny, I did see this. Kraken, which is one of the oldest exchanges out there and also a U.S.-based exchange, they're under investigation for violating OFAC sanctions. What does this mean? Well, there are certain countries the U.S. does not want to deal with, and it turns out Kraken was still allowing citizens of those countries trade on its platform. So obviously the U.S. now does not like that, right? So there are certain countries in here, Iran, Syria, Cuba, right? So looks like, Kraken may be getting some heat because of this, but we'll see. But again, there's a lot of crackdowns recently, right? A lot of investigations going on, a lot of probing going on. I do think most of these exchanges will be fine. They'll get past these probes. But still, with everything that's been going on, with insolvency, with bankruptcies, with a lack of funds, this is the perfect time to be safeguarding your own crypto, right? So, all right, what else is there? Well, now as for Bitcoin, I did mention Bitcoin was actually a little bit lower this morning. Crawled back a little bit, and overall we're still on an uptrend, right? So does this mean that Bitcoin has lost all momentum? No, it does not. We fell down a little bit this morning. That's okay, right? People are still wondering if we're just consolidating or we're capitulating or there's going to be more trouble ahead, right? Right now we just don't know. There's so much headwinds, so much. This week is such a crucial week, critical week, determining whether or not we're going to get a sustained market rally or we're going to see more weakness. But right now, things are looking good so far, right? But yeah, people are still looking at Bitcoin like, what is going on? Well, a lot of these metrics I've been showing you guys show good things about Bitcoin. The holders are still strong. The models that's measuring against previous cycles, showing that we are oversold and we're at bottom just like previous cycles, right? So all these things that are measurable right now are still looking good. So it does look like Bitcoin is consolidating and just slowly moving up. That's what it's looking like right now, right? Now, this is interesting. I did see this. There's a robot created by Real Vision, which is the company that Raoul Pal founded. And this robot somehow can outperform the market. So I take that with a grain of salt. But I did see this. And the robot, in terms of the holdings it has, 50%. The biggest holding is 50% in Ethereum, 46% in Solana, 43% in Bitcoin, 30% in USDC, and 30% in Binance. Well, I did mention about having cash on the side, right? 20, 25, 30%. So it does seem like the bot agrees with that assessment, having at least 30% cash, which is good. Bitcoin slightly under 50%, right? Well, actually, this doesn't even make any sense because if you add all this up, this is way more than 100%. So I don't know what that actually means. I just did some quick Asian math right there, and I'm like, okay, that's actually above 100%. Okay, let's just say it's a weighted system. So the bot thinks Ethereum is the highest weight, and then Solana, Bitcoin, USDC, and Binance. Let's just go with that way. All right, let's just forget that I covered this article. What else is going on? Other good things about Bitcoin. Obviously, there's a lot of talk about inflation, right? People from Argentina flocking to Bitcoin because despite Bitcoin's volatility, guess what's worse? Argentina and their inflation, their hyperinflation, right? Their dollars are just disappearing in front of their eyes. They want something better, which is why a lot of them are turning to Bitcoin. Right? And it's not just Argentina. You look at the EU, the US, the UK, Canada, the 4 countries that are the most popular with this channel. Honestly, that's no joke. But EU is not a country, so but you get my point, right? But yeah, you could see inflation is still high, nearing 10% in all these countries, right? Only with the exception of Japan, but Japan is a little bit different. They're a different animal. But yeah, even if you're holding a boatload of cash right now, it's still devaluing. The buying power is decreasing right in front of your eyes, about 10% right now, right? Will everything that Powell is doing, right, with the rate hikes, with reducing the balance sheet, will those things decrease inflation and bring prices down? Uncertain at this time. But what is certain is Bitcoin is still healthy and still growing. That's why so many people are turning to Bitcoin. I did see this. Miami Mayor Suarez is still very, very, very bullish on Bitcoin and crypto overall. The unfortunate thing about this is his experiment with Miami Coin seems to have failed. When it was doing good, it was generating revenue for the citizens of Miami. But now I just checked, it's down like 99.9%. Like literally no one is holding Miami Coin. So, you live and you learn, right? Obviously, probably in hindsight, not a good idea to come out Miami Coin. But he's still very pro-innovation, pro-crypto, pro-Bitcoin. And that's still fantastic. Let's see. What else is there? As for some more metrics and models to show you guys for Bitcoin. Right, here's one. The Bollinger Bands, one of the oldest indicators out there. It's funny, though. The person who invented Bollinger Bands, he's on Twitter sometimes, and he doesn't even really trust Bollinger Bands at times. So he even says that you have to combine this with other indicators. But it's funny that he even said that before. But anyways, if you look at this, with Bollinger Bands, basically measuring oversold and overbought situations, and whenever you exceed either side, the chances are it's going to flip. And guess where Bitcoin is right now? Really, really, really on the downside, oversold. So is it looking to flip? Yes, that's what's looking like right now, right? And there's other things that's looking to flip. Here's one that kind of looks like Bitcoin's chart, but this is not Bitcoin. This is NASDAQ. So there's a lot of people thinking that NASDAQ is about to flip, even though with all the headwinds and macro stuff going on. But people that are charting NASDAQ, take a look at this. Basically, it's just measuring RSI, how oversold NASDAQ is. And you could see back in 2001, 2009, very, very, very oversold, right? What happened in both situations? It flipped up. And look at where it is now, right? Very oversold. So people are thinking, well, NASDAQ is about to flip. If NASDAQ flips, that would be fantastic because right now there seems to be a correlation with NASDAQ and Bitcoin, right? So that could also be coming. And finally, in terms of the holders, very, very strong. Holders that's been holding at least 5 years, up to almost 24%. A quarter of Bitcoin holders have been holding for 5+ years. Think about that. And that number keeps increasing. More and more holders are paying attention, and more are coming into the game. All right, guys. That's pretty much it. Overall, tomorrow is going to be a big day. It's a day of reckoning for the Fed, right? This recession, which will be verified on Thursday, right, is Fed-induced. All the rate hikes that they're introducing is to curb what they introduced, right? So can they stop inflation and kind of bring it all back without destroying the economy? Right now, it looks like they have a chance. But, many people think, no, they don't have a chance. We'll see who's right. All right, let's do some Q&A. PHX asked me, when you win the Mega Millions, which is $820 million, and that is being drawn in 1 hour, are you going to become a crypto whale or are you going to quit your channel? Be honest. I will probably quit my channel. I'll just focus on I Am George channels, and my vlog channel and probably just post videos periodically, but I would put probably like 95% of my winnings into Bitcoin, honestly. Like, even that 5% is more than enough. What I have right now is more than enough, but you add it together, I'm just gonna put a majority of that into Bitcoin, and just stream, around the world on my private yacht, probably. NFT, I see a lot of super chats from you. Appreciate it, man. Let's see. Alabaster, man, that's a name. Bottom is in. Certainly looks like it. Certainly looks like it, but we won't know until enough time has passed. That's just the honest truth. All right, let's see here. Miami coin was a scam. Pump and dump Miami. Unfortunately, Mayor Suarez kind of supported it. At the time, it seemed like a good idea, but now, in hindsight, obviously not. Crypto Skills, or the best website to get your information. Honestly, I follow a lot of people on Twitter. That's the best way to get updated information quickly. All the major news outlets, all the major players in the game, the ones that do TA, the ones that do fundamental analysis. Twitter is like the number one place for news. It's not always right news. Sometimes it's just FUD. Sometimes it's just like made up stuff. So you still gotta be careful. But yeah, I would say start there and follow all the right people. Tomorrow's the most critical day. I do think so. I'll probably stream that press conference once again, because it's not just about the rate hike that's tomorrow. Well, that's a big part of it, but also people are going to see what kind of guidance Powell gives for the remainder of this year. If he's going to be like all gung ho and say, we're going to keep raising rates until we got inflation, tamed, right? And we're going to be as hawkish as needed until things get under control, then I think that's going to spook the markets a little bit. But if he's like, we think this is pretty, let's just say he does 100 basis points tomorrow. Let's just say. He might say, well, we kind of front-loaded this on purpose, and we're going to do a wait and see. We're going to be very fluid and kind of adjust. And we're going to see how the market adjusts, and then we'll determine that in the next meeting. If he's more like dovish like that, I think the market will react very positively. So I think people want to see what he's going to say during that press conference. If tomorrow is not 100 basis points, 75 basis points, I think the market's going to rally. I think 75 basis points is what most people anticipated. But then, because of the bad CPI numbers a few weeks ago, then people started throwing out 100 basis points, right? I guess we'll see. But I think it's still going to be 75 basis points. Paco, I thought you're like a big Harmony guy. Why are you not a fan of Steven Tsai now? What did he do? Are you still bearish on James Harden? Yeah, I am. I am for sure. They gave him like a $66 million 2-year contract, which is a lot, but a lot less than his max. He actually gave up on his max final year. So, but yeah, I think he's over the hill. It just goes to show you, when it comes to athletes, NBA players, especially after you hit 32, 33, your skills decline rapidly, right? Very little can maintain their skill or their production until late 30s. Very little can do that. So it kind of shows you the greats that have done it, how hard it is. Because for everyone else, after they hit 32, 33, 34, they just drop off so fast. When are strippers coming? Uh, yeah, not go comment on that. Gensler's idea that altcoins are securities because buyers expect profits ridiculous, and he knows it. He's going after Coinbase to waste their money in core and make them insolvent. Basically, he wants control. If you think about it, Gensler controls all stocks, right? All stocks are basically security. All equities are security. He controls all that. He controls the ETFs, right? He controls a lot. But it sounds like, to me, he just wants even more. He wants to control all cryptocurrencies, too. By declaring everything as a security and not a commodity, guess what? All cryptocurrency falls under the SEC's jurisdiction, right? That's what he wants. He doesn't want the CFTC to take any power. Because Bitcoin is a commodity, it falls under CFTC. And CFTC even said before, we don't agree with SEC assessment that everything is a security, right? But that's what Gensler wants. He wants to control all asset classes, right? So to me, that's what it seems like. That's why he wants to declare everything as security. If you had to choose a right short-term, long-term, how do you pick Vet, Engine, Ape? All of them are long-term. None of them are short-term. I think they're all terrific holds. But if you're asking which one specifically do I think will go up faster than others, probably Ape, because they have more going on with the metaverse. But all three are long-term holds, I believe. I'm really bullish on John Morant this year. I mean, he peaked out last year. I mean, he had a break, not peaked. He had a breakout season last year, right? Yeah, I'd like to see what he could do. I mean, I just feel like he's a little bit short. You know, in the NBA, if you're under 6'5", 6'6", seems like your potential is capped, right? Look at like Donovan Mitchell, right? He's like 6'3", terrific guy, but it's just like he's just a little bit too short. And I feel like John Moran is like that too. He's 6'4" or 6'3", 6'4". You know, just a couple inches would make a big difference. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. I'm more excited to see if Zion does well this year. Yeah, one of the things I want to do with my George Reacts channel, and I've been telling you guys about that, is I love the NBA. I'm gonna do more reaction videos on. I think I'm gonna start doing reaction videos on a lot of these takes from analysts and stuff like that, or clips about the NBA. And I know a lot of you guys do like the NBA, so that's one of the things I want to do on my Reacts channel, in case you guys are interested. But the other things too, things that are, I think, like, you know, more lighthearted. Mostly, I don't know. Maybe on some harder issues too. I don't know. Anyways, do I own XRP? No, I do not. I don't own any XRP, to be honest. Not right now. LaMelo, you know, as long as he's on the Hornets, you can't take him seriously. Predictions on the Lakers, I don't know. If AD stays healthy, they could do things, but if he gets injured again, I'm wondering at this point in time if it's worth trading AD for KD. KD obviously is much older, but he could definitely still ball, but he's kind of injury prone too. But AD is really injury prone, but much younger. So I'm wondering if that straight up, if that's a good trade. I don't know. Yes, I do own that XRP video. Is Miles Bridge going to jail? I didn't even know what he did. I didn't keep up with that. KD's going to Miami? No, he's not. He's not going to Miami. And he and Jimmy Butler were butt heads. Like, Jimmy Butler is like a no-nonsense guy. I don't think he'd get along with any other superstar, to be honest. I'm almost certain that KD. Here's the thing. I think KD and Kyrie are both going to end up in the Lakers. As far-fetched as that seems, I think it's going to happen. The best trade, honestly, is Westbrook and AD for KD and Kyrie. That would be the best trade. Lakers could throw in a few draft picks or throw in someone else, but it works out. Nets can't continue with Kyrie and KD. Both want out already, right? So they have to make a trade. And no one else is willing to take Kyrie because he's a head case. But people think that he'll get along with LeBron, right? And as for KD, he definitely wants to win. He's chasing that next ring because Steph proved that they could win without him. So basically, his legacy is tarnished. Those 2 rings in Golden State mean 0 in terms of his legacy. Everyone is going to say those 2 were Steph's team. Hello, George. Can a guy who threw away his hardware wallet at the landfill buy another hardware and recover with seed phrase? Yes. The problem is he probably doesn't know his seed phrase or the recovery phrase. That's why. But, back then, he probably what he's looking for is not a hardware wallet. He's looking for his private key locked into a hard drive that he threw away, right? But hypothetically, let's say that was a ledger and he had a recovery phrase. Yeah, no problem. You get another ledger, you recover with that recovery phrase, and you're done. You don't have to search for it. Crypto boys, appreciate it. KD to Celtics, I can't stand that. Why is there no Seattle basketball team? I don't know. They moved out and they never came back. I don't know why. Are we pumping or dumping tomorrow? If I had to guess, I think we're gonna go up. I think the Fed is going down 75 basis point, and everything will go up. That's my thing. But of course, I've been wrong. Maybe Powell does some kind of surprise move or something like that. But I think we're actually going to recover tomorrow. Let's see. Have you reviewed a Macan Turbo? Not yet. I haven't reviewed any Porsches on my car channel. It's hard. I don't have any relationship with Porsches or Porsche or Porsche, whatever you call it. Seattle has no police department. I think that's cap. Is staking safe on Exodus wallet? I mean, somewhat safe. As safe as I guess you could be. That staking on Exodus, mostly it's just because they're passing on the staking rewards. You could stake yourself. It's just they take the complexities out of it. But as for Exodus itself, when they had a recovery phrase option where they emailed it to you, that was very unsafe. I heard they have gotten rid of that, so it's become more safe. But when they had it, wasn't good. Thinking of buying a new Type R, not a bad choice. You can't get it yet. I have a relationship with the Honda dealer, so I called them. I'm like, can I place an order yet? And they're like, no, you can't place an order yet. So, and I'm pretty sure because it's going to be so limited. I think only like 1,000 for US and 1,000 for Canada or something like that. But it's going to be hard to get it for MSRP. If you get one just so you can resell it. That thing is going to probably sell 30 to 50K over MSRP as soon as you take delivery. Buying a new Supra. Hopefully it's a 6-speed. I test drove the automatic. It's not bad. It's very fast, very fun, but the 6-speed will make it better, and they just released that. Are you into Helium 5G mining? The new mobile token just got pushed back. No. And I heard they just got a big investment too. But I haven't done mining. People have tried to mine before. and they told me it's really good, but not for the 5G though. For their normal low mesh network, but not the 5G. I got my new van today, and they had new lighting out front. What van did you get? A Ford Econovan or something? You should have asked how much that lighting was. I'm going all in tonight. Balls deep. No one said you can't withdraw from Coinbase. I don't know who's spreading that FUD. How much crypto coins, tokens is too much? There's no right or wrong answer. Whatever you could keep up with. VW Golf R. I have not tested a Golf R, and they just came out a new one, so I can't tell you much. The old one is fantastic. The Golfs, all of them, GTI, terrific. The R, I tested the old R, terrific, fast. But something about the old Civic Type R, to me, is still the funnest car I've driven. Not counting like pure speed and stuff, just like from a shifting perspective, how tight it felt, the overall package, the seats, everything. It was just like I was blown away. Except the previous Type R, you got to be a young guy. You got to be in your 20s to drive that. If you're in your 30s, it's going to look kind of off. It was just too over the top aggressive. So that's why the new one could actually do better, because it's a lot more tame. The new Z06 looks great. I would love to get one. I seen a clip of your stream on Bloomberg News. Really? I would love to see that. Send it, email to me if you have it. I appreciate that. I do have a car channel, drivers only, but it's boring. It's like more boring reviews of normal cars. But I reviewed a lot of cars before, so if you guys want to check them out, check out my car reviews, go to drivers only. I have a link in my description. Did you put some time in researching the metallysis or something? They're the working on Proton, Metal Pay, and First. No, I've heard of Proton and Metal Pay. I never heard of that project though. I may look into it. Right now, I have not looked into a lot of the newer, smaller projects. No stick shifts? You got to learn, man. You got to learn how to drive a stick. It's a dying art, but it's so much funner. Like the lights in the background, I appreciate it. Trying something new, a little bit more, relaxing, little sexier, D-Mac, if you got something to ask that's non-car and sports talk, you ask me. It's just most people want to talk about something different. I heard Tesla Plaids are so stupidly fast. I got a Pro-Charge Mustang, so it's fun to drive. I'm pretty sure that's pretty fun to drive. I had a turbocharged Mustang back in the day in my college days. But yeah, I have a Plaid. I had the Model S Plaid, and I now have the Model X Plaid. They're stupidly fast. It's so fast. It's stupid. You should not be able to daily drive 1,000 horsepower car, but you can. So yeah, if you don't, go make a point with the Tesla dealer around you and just go test drive one. You'll get blown away. But it doesn't feel the same. It's very boring. Let's just say it that way. It's fast, but it's boring. You don't have the rumble. You don't have the exhaust, right? Even the smell. Yeah, let's just put it that way. Noah, thank you. Solana, Avalanche, or Matic. I like at this point I like Matic the most, and Avalanche and Solana. But they're all good stuff. They're all good projects. All right, guys. I think that is it. Tomorrow's a big day. Very, very big day. Let's see what Powell does and announces. I think it'll be a good day. It may start out bad. It may even dip down. But I think after he announces, I think the market could recover. But, then again, I've been wrong. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I do think whatever he's going to say is already priced in. And regardless of that, Bitcoin is still strong. And I've been telling you guys that. Been telling you guys to be patient, right? Focus on the future. Bitcoin will get through this. It always does, right? All right, guys. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow, bright and early, 8:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.